Good morning, students. Today we'll be discussing about free fall. What is free fall? The falling of an object from a height towards the earth under the gravitational force of earth when no other force is acting on it is known as free fall. As we have already discussed in the previous class that earth attracts all objects which are near its surface, so that when an object is dropped from a height, it falls down towards the earth. Earlier, it was thought that lighter objects fall slowly and the heavier objects fall more rapidly when dropped from the same height, and at the same time, because when a feather and a metal coin are dropped simultaneously from a roof, the metal coin reaches the ground first and the feather takes more time to reach the ground. This is our common experience. This was later found to be wrong by Galileo when he dropped two stones of different masses from the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa and found that they hit the ground at the same time. But that time it was done through vacuum where there was no air resistance. When we are dropping a feather and a coin, normally air resistance acts on them, and so the condition that other than gravitational force of earth no other forces acting on it, that condition is not being satisfied. So that is not free fall. Free fall is the falling of an object when it is acted upon only by gravitational force of earth. So from this, Galileo concluded that the acceleration of an object falling freely towards the earth does not depend on the mass of the object. Now, what is acceleration due to gravity? I have noticed that whenever students know about small g, they think that small g denotes gravity, and gravity means gravitational force of earth, which is not at all true. Small g does not denote gravitational force of earth, rather it denotes the acceleration which is caused due to the gravitational force of earth. And as you know that force and acceleration are two separate physical quantity, and force, SI unit of force is Newton and SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So they cannot be same. So small g denotes acceleration due to gravity categorically. When an object is dropped from height, it is acted upon only by gravitational force of earth, and this force produces a constant acceleration in the freely falling body. I have underlined the two words constant acceleration to emphasize the fact that this acceleration is constant. What does it mean? That means change in velocity is constant. The difference is in velocity in every second is constant, and so its velocity increases at a constant rate. The uniform acceleration produced in a freely falling body due to gravitational force of earth is known as acceleration due to gravity. It is denoted by the letter small g. The value of small g changes slightly from place to place on earth, but for most of the purposes it is taken as 9.8 meter per second square. When a body is thrown vertically upwards, the velocity of the body decreases at the rate of 9.8 meter per second square until it reaches 0. The body then falls back to earth, and while falling down, its velocity increases once again at a rate of 9.8 meter per second square. So at the highest point of its motion, the velocity is 0, and after 1 second the velocity increases by 9.8 meter per second. So the velocity of the freely falling body after 1 second from the highest point is 9.8 meter per second. From first second to second second, the velocity again changes by 9.8 meter per second. So if we add 9.8 with 9.8, we are getting 19.6 meter per second. So after 2 seconds, the velocity will be 19.6 meter per second. Then between 2 seconds to 3 seconds, the velocity again increased by 9.8. So 19.6 plus 9.8, that is 29.4 meter per second is the velocity after 3 seconds. Then after 4 seconds, again we are adding 9.8 with 29.4 and we are getting that after 4 seconds the velocity becomes 39.2 meter per second. And this is true for all freely falling bodies. So this way we can keep on adding. In the 5th second it will be 39.2 plus 9.8. This way we have the velocity will be increasing, but every second the velocity is increasing 9.8 meter per second, and that's why it is known as constant acceleration or constant increase in the velocity. So acceleration due to gravity is always constant. Now we will see how we can calculate the acceleration due to gravity of Earth, because acceleration due to gravity value is different for different planets and different satellites. It depends on the mass of the planet or satellite. In the same way, we will also prove that acceleration due to gravity on a freely falling body which is falling freely towards the earth, it does not depend on the mass of the object. We have already discussed that in the previous slide, that whether it is a feather or a heavy coin, the acceleration due to gravity on them remains the same. That means every second its velocity changes by 9.8 meter per second. We are considering an object which is on the surface of Earth or near the surface of Earth. Then we'll consider that the distance of the body from the center of Earth is taken as equal to the radius of Earth r. That means the distance of the surface of Earth from the center of Earth, that is the radius, that is almost equal to the distance of the object from the center. So in this case, the distance r in the formula of gravitational force becomes radius of the Earth. If we drop a stone of mass small m from a distance r from the center of the Earth of mass capital M, then the force exerted by the Earth on the body is given by universal law of gravitation. Capital F is equal to g mm by r square, where capital G is the gravitational constant. The gravitational force exerted by Earth produces an acceleration in the body, which is known as acceleration due to gravity, and it is denoted by the letter small g. And because of this acceleration, the stone is moving downwards. From Newton's second law of motion, we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. So we can write that capital F is equal to m into g. Here acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. So both the cases we are talking about same force. That means the force exerted by the Earth on the freely falling stone. So we can equate their value. So we can say that mg is equal to capital G mm by r square. If we reduce it, we are cancelling small m from both sides, and we are getting small g is equal to capital G capital M by r square. So in the expression, final expression of acceleration due to gravity, small m does not exist. What is small m? Small m is the mass of the freely falling stone. So whether it is a feather or a coin or a stone, it doesn't matter, because the mass of the freely falling object does not exist in the mathematical expression of small g. So whatever be the mass of the object, the value of small g depends on universal gravitational constant g, which is always constant, mass of earth, which is also constant, and radius of earth, which is also a constant quantity. So for a particular planet, mass of the planet and radius of the planet is constant. So small g value for that planet is always constant. Now, how will you calculate the value of acceleration due to gravity of Earth? The mathematical expression small g is equal to capital G capital M by capital R square. Gravitational constant G is equal to 6.7 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square by kg square. Mass of Earth capital M is equal to 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. Radius of Earth capital R is equal to 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. We are substituting these values in the expression for small g, and if we reduce it, if you calculate it, we will be getting small g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Is the acceleration due to gravity of Earth a constant quantity? Is it really constant and its value is 9.8 meter per second square in all places of Earth? No, it is not. 9.8 meter per second square, that is the average value. Actually, acceleration due to gravity small g, it varies in different places of Earth. How? According to the formula, small g is equal to capital G capital M by R square. The value of acceleration due to gravity small g depends on the values of gravitational constant g, mass of Earth capital M, and radius of Earth capital R. As the gravitational constant g and mass of Earth capital M are always constant, the value of acceleration due to gravity small g depends on the value of radius of Earth R. The value of acceleration due to gravity small g is not constant at all places on the surface of Earth. This is due to the fact that the Earth is not a perfect sphere. So the value of its radius r is not same at all places on its surface. Or we can say, due to the flattening of the Earth at its poles, all the places on its surface are not at same distance from the center, and so the value of small g varies. Radius of Earth at poles, if we can consider it as rp, p is the suffix. So at poles the radius is minimum, rp is minimum, and the radius at the equator, if we call it re, that is maximum. So if we substitute these values, we can say that acceleration due to gravity value at pole small g p is equal to capital G capital M by rp square, where rp is the radius at pole, and small g at poles gp is equal to capital G capital M by re square. As rp is lesser than re, the radius of Earth at pole is lesser than radius of Earth at equator, so gp is greater than ge. Acceleration due to gravity at poles gp is greater than acceleration due to gravity at equator G? What is the difference between capital G and small g? Capital G denotes universal gravitational constant, but small g denotes acceleration due to gravity. The value of capital G is equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square by kg square. I have already taught you how to remember this unit. Approximate average value of small g for Earth is 9.8 meter per second square. Capital G is a constant, it's an universal gravitational constant. It is constant throughout the universe. Wherever we go, whichever planet we go, whichever satellite we go. But small g value changes every place on a planet. For example, on the moon, the value of small g is 1/6 of that of the Earth's surface. Value of acceleration due to gravity also varies with altitude to some extent. As small g is equal to capital G capital M by r square, the value of small g is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the center of the Earth. When we go up from the surface of Earth, the distance from the center increases and hence the value of small g decreases because r increases in this case. When the altitude increases, the height of h, the distance between the object and the center of mass, that becomes r plus h as shown in the calculation beside. So, small g is equal to capital G capital M by r square. This is the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of Earth. Now, if we consider a point P at a height, then the acceleration due to gravity at point P will be small g h is equal to capital G capital M by r plus h whole square. Now, if we divide these two, we are getting gh by small g is equal to capital G capital M by r plus h whole square divided by capital G capital M by r square. If we reduce it, we will be getting that small g h is equal to r square by r plus h whole square into small g. As we know that r plus h is greater than r, so we can say that r square by r plus h whole square is a proper fraction. Proper fraction means the numerator is less than the denominator. That means when it is multiplied with small g, the value of small g is reduced. So we can say that gh, that means acceleration due to gravity at a height h, is less than the value of acceleration due to gravity at the surface of Earth. Now we will see that how the value of acceleration due to gravity changes inside Earth. As the formula suggests that small g is equal to capital J capital M by r square, so the value of small g should increase on going down inside the Earth, because then the value of r decreases. This, however, is not true. Actually, the formula for small g is not applicable at any point inside the surface of Earth. So, the value of g also decreases as we go down inside the Earth. It becomes 0 at the center of the Earth. But how? Because we know whenever we are going inside the surface of Earth, suppose we have made a channel and we are going inside, then only the mass below that point will be considered. which is shown in the diagram. So the value of acceleration due to gravity small g is maximum at the surface of Earth. It decreases on going above the surface of Earth, and it also decreases going inside the surface of Earth. Here in this slide, I have shared one link that is for your experiential learning. You can copy this link and paste it in the browser. You can see one simulation there, and one extra link I have given for reinforcement of the portion we have learned in this PPT. According to Newton's law of gravitation, the earth and the apple both attract each other with same force, but we can see the apple falling towards the earth but don't see the earth moving towards the apple. Why is it so? We are considering the mass of apple to be small m and mass of earth, as we know, we are denoting by capital M. Similarly, the distance between the earth and the apple we are taking as small r. According to Newton's law of gravitation, the force exerted by earth on apple, we are denoting it by Fe. E is the suffix for earth, that is equal to capital G into capital M small m by r square. It is equal to the product of masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Similarly, according to Newton's law of gravitation, force exerted by the apple on earth, Fa is equal to capital G mm by r square. So we can see that Fe, that means the force exerted by earth on apple, that is equal to Fa, that means the force exerted by the apple on earth. They are equal. Due to the force of earth, an acceleration small a is produced in the apple, and due to the force of apple on earth, an acceleration capital A is produced on earth. Now we know from Newton's second law of motion, force exerted by earth on apple will be Fe is equal to ma, mass into acceleration, and force exerted by earth on apple will be Fa is equal to capital M capital A. As Fe is equal to Fa, so small ma is equal to capital Ma. But we all know that mass of apple small m is much less than capital M, that is the mass of earth. So obviously the product remains the same. If small m is much less than capital M, small a has to be much greater than, rather that many times greater than that of capital A, that is the mass of, that is the acceleration of earth. So acceleration of apple is huge and it is much more than acceleration of the earth. So we can see the apple moving towards the earth, but we cannot see the earth moving towards the apple. Let us do one numerical problem. Calculate the value of acceleration due to gravity on the surface of moon. Mass of moon is provided 7.4 into 10 to the power 22 kg. Radius of moon is 1740 kilometer. We are converting it into SI unit, 1740 into 1000 meter. That is equal to 1.74 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Capital G, universal gravitational constant, is equal to 6.7 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square by kg square. Now the formula for calculating acceleration due to gravity is small g is equal to capital G capital M by r square, where capital M denotes the mass of that particular planet or satellite and capital R denotes the radius of that satellite or planet. Substituting the given values, we are getting small g is equal to 1.63 meter per second square after reducing it. Prove that acceleration due to gravity of moon is about 1/6 of the value of acceleration due to gravity of earth. G moon by G earth is equal to 1.63 meter per second square divided by 9.8 meter per second square. We are just substituting the values and getting the ratio. If you reduce after division, we are getting 1.667 approximately, which is 1/6. So we can, by cross multiplication, we can write that G moon is equal to 1/6 of G earth. This can also be found in a different way. Approximately, we can say that mass of earth is 100 times mass of moon. So capital M, the mass of earth is equal to 100 into small m if small m is the mass of moon. Similarly, radius of earth capital R is 4 times radius of moon, where smaller is the radius of moon. The acceleration due to gravity of moon G moon is equal to capital G small m by r square. Acceleration due to gravity of earth is small g is equal to capital G capital M by capital R square. Now instead of capital M we can write 100 m, and instead of capital R we can write 4r whole square. So small g is equal to 100 gm by 16 r square. If you reduce, we are getting 25 by 4 gm by r square. So small g is equal to 25 by 4 G moon, or G moon is equal to 4 by 25 G. If you reduce, we are getting G moon is equal to 1/6 of G. That is 1/6 of the acceleration due to gravity of Earth. Suppose a planet exists whose mass and radius both are half those of Earth. Calculate the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of that planet. So we are writing the mass of the planet small m in terms of mass of Earth. That means half of capital M. Similarly, radius of planet smaller is equal to half of the radius of Earth capital R. Now acceleration due to gravity of Earth is given by small g, that is capital G capital M by capital R square. Similarly, acceleration due to gravity of the planet, we are naming it G planet, that is equal to capital G small m by small r square. We are substituting the value of small m as half m and half r whole square. After reducing, we are getting that G planet is equal to 2 into G. That means G planet is equal to 2 into 9.8 meter per second square, that is equal to 19.6 meter per second square. Here is one critical thinking question for you. Why does a body reach the ground quicker at poles than at the equator when dropped from the same height? Think about it. I am giving a small clue. It is related to the variation of the value of acceleration due to gravity at poles and at the equator. We'll discuss this answer in our teens class. Thank you, children.